Thank you very much for joining us today, and to the Media Matters How to Make It in the Media Industry. Now, my guest today, or our guest today, is Daniel. And Daniel graduated with a BA Honours in Broadcast Journalism from the University of Bedfordshire in 2014. And since graduating, Daniel has worked for the likes of ITV, Channel 4, Sky, among others. I'm sure Daniel will explain a bit more. So more recently, Daniel has created Talk to Dan, which is an organisation that helps you, young people of course, aged 16 to 25, to break into the media industry through motivational events, career advice, work experience and paid work opportunities. So please give a warm welcome for Daniel.
Thank you. Right guys, so I haven't had a long drive today, but I'm going everyone to just stand up. Just stand up for me. All right. All right guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to go through a couple of stretches just to get ourselves warmed up for the seminar, all right? All right, so I just want you to come all the way down to your toes. Just come with me, come all the way down to your toes if you can. Yeah? Come all the way back and give yourself a big yawn. Yeah? If you turn to the person next to you and tell them that they're special. Oh guys, it's Valentine's Day, say it like you mean it. They're special. If you turn to the person next to you and tell them that they're amazing. Great. So guys, if you turn to the person next to you, this is going to sound a bit weird, right? Give them a massage, but ask them if they like it hard or soft. Just give them a little massage. Just get you all relaxed, yeah? Yeah, give them little chops. All right, guys, thank you very much. You may all be seated. Thank you. I didn't even get a massage. How did that feel? Felt nice? Yeah? So guys, raise your hand if you want to learn about how to make it in the media industry. Great. So guys, my name's Daniel Achampong. I'm a public speaker as well as a documentary filmmaker. So I've worked with companies such as Channel 4, Sky, ITV, and other independent production companies. I've also worked with the likes of Paddy McGuinness, Davina McCall, Thierry Henry, and Jamie Redknapp. But guys, before I go into my talk about how to make it in the media industry, you guys are committed, you're dedicated, you all turned up on time for the seminar, so give yourself a round of applause. Yeah? But guys, before I go into my talk, I just want to talk about my story, is that okay? Yeah? So my passion for film and media actually started from watching the Harry Potter sequels. Who's a big Harry Potter fan? Some of you. The rest of you should be really, really ashamed of yourselves, right? So guys, I was really intrigued by the narrative, the special effects, everything to do with camera angles, movements, the shots. And I was sitting in front of Harry Potter and I was like, you know what, I could film that kind of thing one day. I could do something like that. So I used to take down notes and just teach myself and just keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. Then I went to college and I studied film and media. Then I managed to actually create a short film, which was amazing because it allowed me to understand the stages of production. Then I went on to university, which Jonathan's talked about, and I studied broadcast journalism. In my last year of university, I had to create a short documentary on any topic of my choice. So I created a documentary on Is Fast Food Killing Britain's Youth? And it managed to get a press release. And that was amazing. But something really drastic kind of happened when all this was happening in university. Something really unexpected and something that I couldn't really plan for. So 3 years ago, my mum passed away. So guys, I was broken. I was this close to giving up. I was this close to just going and just going for the norm, really, just doing anything. Just me, that wasn't there for me. But then my mum passed away a month after I graduated. So the most amazing thing, she was able to see me graduate. But one thing my mum always taught me is that life is what you make it. So I took all the good I was going through and then the bad, I put it all together. And I used to be in the kitchen with my mum and I said to her, Mum, I'm having all these problems, you know, breaking into media. I don't know how to sell myself, my CV. I don't know how to stand up from the crowd. I don't know how to actually network. And I said, you know, why don't I create a platform for all the experiences I've been through? I've been in these companies, I've been in independent companies, and I said, I'm going to create a platform that's going to help young people break into media. So that's why I'm here today, guys. I've created Talk to Dan, which is a recruitment and consultancy agency which helps young people like yourself break into media. So first I'm going to talk about recruitment, companies and clients. So guys, I get companies or clients, so individuals that come to me and say, Dan, I need a videographer. Dan, I need a photographer. Dan, I need a graphic designer. So it just depends what my client's looking for. Variety of projects. So guys, a client could say, Dan, we have a sports project going on, we have a fashion project going on, we have a music video going on. We need directors, we need filmmakers, we need graphic designers, whatever it might be. Just recently, I had a client come to me and say, Dan, there's a sports documentary I want to film. I need 2 videographers, 1 boom operator, and he wants to work with the likes of Wilfred Saha, Rory Deacon, Alex Iwobi. So this is the kind of work I'm getting in to pass over to you guys to apply for. Potentially this is stuff that you can get on work experience or paid. Work experience or paid work. So guys, some things can be work experience, some things can be paid, some things can be work experience leading to paid work. So it all depends on you, how much you're willing to learn, how much you're actually willing to just take on all that knowledge within the work experience. Does that make sense? Okay. Consultancy. So problem solution. So guys, when I first came in, I asked you, is it okay for me to talk about my story? You said okay. I talked about my story and I told you the problems I was going through. Selling yourself in your CV, overcoming the fears of networking, standing out from the crowd, creating your own work experience. So I'm going to raise some problems right now and I want you to raise your hand if you're going through that problem. We're going to talk about them, right? So selling yourself in your CV. Raise your hand if you're going through that problem and be honest. Great. Okay, so guys, I once went through these problems and now I know the solutions, right? And when I first started my CV, I sounded quite robotic, right? Sounded like everyone else. My first opening line sounded like, I'm a highly motivated individual who possesses great communication skills. Raise your hand if you sound like this. That's okay. So as you'll see later on in the seminar, I'll show you how I've helped other people kind of change their CV, create more impact, so a company actually starts reading your CVs. How to overcome the fears of networking. Anyone going through networking problems? Okay, so guys, when I first went to a lot of events, I used to just go to events for the fun of it. So I used to see an event, like, yeah, I'm gonna go to that. Yeah, I'm gonna go to that event. Yeah, I'm gonna go to that event. Because it just looked fun. It looked like I just wanted to follow the crowd. What I was doing wrong was I didn't know my objective. What you need to start doing when you go to events, know your objective, know why you're going to that event, what you want to get out of it. Go with a friend, but make sure you complete your objective. And that's what the problem I was going through. I wasn't completing my objective. Does that make sense? How to maximize your online presence. Who's going through that problem? Some of you. Okay. So guys, obviously your views are your views. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but keep it clean. Because if you get a job interview or you get a job, companies can research you, what you've been doing in the past year, 6 months, whatever it might be. So you want to keep everything clean. Also, raise your hand if you've got LinkedIn. Raise your hand if you haven't got LinkedIn. Okay, so it's okay if you haven't got LinkedIn, but start today because LinkedIn is like gold. It's great to actually network with professionals. It's great to get your work out there, even build your portfolio. So guys, just maybe a couple years ago, I was actually just going about my day and I got a message into my actual inbox, LinkedIn, and I thought it was spam. It said, hi Daniel, hope you're well. I've just looked at your profile, really impressed. Would you be interested in the production assistant opportunity? Just like that, a LinkedIn can act as an application form. Does that make sense? So if you build your LinkedIn over the years, months, whatever it might be, put all your best work on there, and put who you've worked with and put all the work you actually, you believe that you're impressed by, then people come knocking on your door. It can happen. People are getting jobs through Twitter, LinkedIn. It's happening today. How to create your own work experience. So people are finding it hard to do that. Right, guys, so we all start off and obviously, remember guys, I've worked at Channel 4, Sky, ITV, other independent production companies, but it hasn't been that easy. My CV was a blank canvas. I started off doing stuff in college, I started off doing my own little stuff, I started off doing stuff in university and putting that on my CV, right? So what did I have to do? I had to demonstrate initiative. That's a key skill that I've built over the years when I've worked in the media. I had to demonstrate initiative and actually just get a camera, like here, like there, and just go outside and film stuff. Teach myself these things. Companies love this because it shows that you're demonstrating initiative, you're willing to learn, and you actually want to get hands-on. So it's about actually using that initiative and actually knowing how to actually create something, right? Does that make sense? Okay. Stepping out of the comfort zone. Who's going through this problem? Cool. So guys, I'm going to show you a bit of work I done at Channel 4. Now, I was thrown in the deep end at Channel 4. It was not nice. It was the most scariest thing, right? And I was given a job where, really and truly, I didn't really know how to do the job. But what did I do? I had to put myself in an uncomfortable position to actually become comfortable. Does that make sense? Now I had to work on an internal reel for Channel 4, and I had to work on Humans. Does anyone know Humans? When it was out, I had to work on that. I had to do an internal reel for that. My guys, I was sitting there just trying to direct and edit and just do certain things, but then it just wasn't working for me. So I had to think to myself, how am I going to get this job done? I had to look at tutorials. I had to ask questions. Guys, there's no stupid question. I used to think there was just stupid questions. I wouldn't go ask for help. Just sit there literally just stressing out and thinking, I can't do this. Ask questions, look at tutorials. Tell yourself that you can do it, but at the same time, there's no stupid question. If you don't know something, ask, right? How to prepare for a job interview. Who's going through this problem? Some of you. So guys, when I got my interview at Sky, I had to prepare as if, I want to know everything about the company, about the job description, right? Research is so important. A lot of us just actually go to a job interview and don't research the company. What do you think you're going to get out of that, right? Research the company, because if you don't research them, why should they hire you? I had to treat my Sky interview, and that was the most nerve-wracking interview in the whole world ever that I've ever done. I had to treat that interview like I wanted the job, but at the same time I had to treat it like I just knew my stuff. Does that make sense? I had to treat it like an exam. Like I've actually revised for an exam and know everything. Because I was sitting there and they were like, why should we choose you? What makes you good for the role? What have you done? So if you can talk to them about these things and build the confidence, then you can get the role. So guys, I'm going to go through a few client testimonials with you. These are people I've worked with, young people like yourself. I'm going to go through written testimonials and also video testimonials. All right. So this is Ebel Shaban. He's a videographer. He says, as someone who comes from a technical background, working on a lot of personal projects and occasional freelance work, the opportunity to work with Dan taught me the importance of networking. Having the skills is important. Being able to use them for paid work is what matters. Whilst helping Dan with his documentary, we faced a problem trying to find somewhere to park. Dan approached a couple of people, introduced himself, and asked in doing so, he found out that these people wanted to produce a few music videos, but did not have the contacts required to get made. In a few short minutes, Dan struck up a proposal for them to go through him. This is also why I was reminded of the importance of having business cards to give out, as you never know who might need a camera operator or editor. Skills are one thing, however, networking is the means to actually getting work. So guys, this is a guy I've worked with on my documentary that I'm filming. I'm filming a documentary on Can We Eat Healthier for Less right now. And the most amazing thing is that there was guys that approached us, they saw us with our camera and they saw us with our kit, our sound, everything, and they're like, we need some people to film some music videos, we need some cameramen, directors, sound guys, and I just gave them my business card. So guys, do get business cards, get something that you can give to someone that shows your contact. It's really important. You never know who's going to approach you. You never know who knows who, for example. So that's how networking is really key. Next is Emily Turney. She's a hair and makeup artist. She says, Talk to Dan gave a motivational speech at our graduation ceremony for Kingston College. After that day, I followed him on social media, of which I noticed that he tweeted about the ITV Insight program. So I liked the post. He reached out to me and congratulated me on graduating and encouraged me to apply for the Insight program. With his help and advice, he totally helped me rebuild my CV ready for the media industry. Without his encouragement and guidance, I wouldn't have been able to gain a place on the ITV Insight program, and I feel more confident applying for jobs and work experience. So I met Emily at a talk, like just how I've done with you guys today, and I'd done a talk at Kingston College. That talk was probably about 300, 400, 500 odd people. That was the most nerve-wracking talk because I was 6 months in doing Talk to Dan. So it's been a year now, guys, that I've been doing Talk to Dan. And she managed to get in contact with me, and yeah, she's a makeup artist. She needed help on her CV. Gave her that help on her CV, and at the end of the day, she ended up getting a place on the ITV Insight program, which advertises work experience or paid work. With the CV, I really look into how to create impact. I look into key skills. I look into every single little thing that you need to improve and work on. And yeah, it's got her into work. So that's an achievement for her, achievement for me. Ali Montel, he's a social media apprentice. He says, I went to university and realized it wasn't for me and that I'd better be suited for an apprenticeship role. I wanted to find a marketing apprenticeship in a media related company. I couldn't find anything that was ticking the boxes until I came across at Talk to Dan Instagram and saw a variety of many interesting well-paid media apprenticeships and other opportunities posted on his page that I never saw on other apprenticeship websites, including .gov search engine. So I saw an opportunity with a leading British TV channel and thought, let me go for it. Dan gave support for my interview and then checked in to make sure everything went all right. A couple of weeks later, I then received a phone call saying I got the apprenticeship. Without me finding the Talk to Dan Instagram, I would have never known about this opportunity, which will now jumpstart my career. Grateful for the moral support he gave me along the way too. So guys, Aleem found my Instagram, Talk to Dan, and he saw something I posted up for Channel 4. So Channel 4 looking for apprentices, should I say, and he applied for it. He got an interview, then he contacted me and said, you know, Dan, need some advice for an interview and stuff. I had a one-to-one with him with an interview, and yeah, he managed to call me. He went through the first stage, it was really hard, went through the second stage, and he managed to get the role. So he's a social media apprentice at Channel 4. So I'm really happy for him because in the end of the day, he really wanted to get into social media. So it's a blessing for him, a blessing for me, and seeing that he's gonna succeed in his career. So these are a few video testimonials, guys. I'm just gonna play you this. So this is Mosaic. She's worked on my documentary with me as a runner. She goes to Brunel University, she graduated. She's now working at Pulse 88 Radio. So this is what she had to say about her CV.
I'd just like to say a massive, massive thank you to you, Dan. Thank you for all your guidance, your support, your advice, your help, and your time. Thank you for putting that time in to check over my CV and literally change it for the better. Thank you. Talk to Dan is the one to follow.
This is Chloe Hogan. I went to Exeter College last week. It's a very long drive, about 3 hours and a half. And this is what she had to say about my How to Sell Yourself on Your CV seminar.
Just want to say a big thank you to Dan. He did a great talk and we were all up and enthusiastic. Definitely want to learn more about him, and the social media pages are looking great.
I don't know why she done that yet. This is Ope. Ope applied for a role at Sky. Have anyone ever heard of the Mama Youth Project? Yeah, so he applied for the Mama Youth Project because he dropped out of uni actually, and he managed to get the interview. And I managed to have some one-to-one with him, with interview techniques. Also, I managed to help him on his CV as well. I felt he wasn't selling himself as much as he should. And he did get an interview for Sky. He didn't get the job at the end of the day, but it's a matter of his testimonial was really thoughtful, and he's really thankful in terms of where I've gotten to.
Yo, after meeting with you one time, I can honestly say, bro, you're a miracle, I swear. Like, after that one meeting, I left feeling so motivated. I left feeling like I have more of an understanding of what it now takes in order to be successful and get to where I want to go in life. And I thank you so much for that, man. Bro, you don't even know. I wish you all the best in everything that you do. Like, honestly, thank you. Like, I hope you could touch the hearts and, well, stimulate the minds of other people as you have done to me. Honestly, man, thank you so much. God bless. And when I get my Oscar for being, you know, successful director, I'll shout you out, my G. Respect.
So that's Ope. He's now just directing, actually doing a bit of photography as well, working on his own projects, trying to build his own brand up as well. So guys, I'm going to show you a bit of work I've actually done. This is my work at Channel 4. This is what I had to do to actually cut an internal reel for Channel 4 Drama Humans. This is all about basically, I had to kind of collate stuff from Facebook, Twitter, and get people's reactions about Humans and actually the launch of Humans. So it's all kind of like a social media marketing kind of campaign. All right, guys, I'm going to go to Channel 4 News Wall. Presenting news and gifts. So this is a project I had to work on. It's all about Channel 4 launched Newswall, which presented daily headlines from around the world as gifts, which aims to repackage online news in the format appealing to teens and young adults like ourselves. And news stories were condensed into a GIF. Each GIF works for a headline, and then you get some imagery to get the story and tone across in a matter of seconds. And 4 Newswall is the first of its kind, and it's First month reached over 4 million people on social media. Graphic designer made the GIF. I had to come up with the creative in terms of how to actually put it together in a story, which was quite hard because you got like 3-4 seconds to actually create a story up behind the GIF, which was quite difficult. So my journalism background kind of helped me in my creativity. So this is something I worked on when there was obviously the unpredictable season. 2015-2016, Leicester won the Champions League, as if the Premiership. Very sad season. And I had to work here with Thierry Henry, Jeremy Redknapp as a production assistant on set. So this was really good. I worked on lighting, I worked on camera work and lots of different things. This is something I worked on. It's a TV advert for Five and Five Fingers. So I've got it here actually. This is their product, and this is literally their product. This is for using for like running. This is used for gym. So literally, even this is used for like mountain walking as well. It's not the best color, I know, but yeah, this is really cool because I actually was able to create an actual set for the actual advert, which you'll see later.
Vibram Five Fingers, available online and in store now.
So guys, this is a bit of my work at TriStar TV. It's actually based in Luton, so it was based where I went to university, Bedfordshire. And interestingly enough, in terms of how I actually got to know about TriStar TV, one day I was actually filming in the town centre, and guys literally just came up to us and like, "What are you filming?" I was like, "Oh, we're just doing some Vox Pops and stuff." Sometimes we'll send out to do Vox Pops for like a news show. And a guy just gave me a card, and I was like, I took the card. He's like, "Actually, no, you can't have it. Take a picture." I took a picture, got in contact with the head of production, and went from there. And I started doing work experience at TriStar TV, and then moved my way up, became a trainee editor. So it was just amazing in terms of how I've actually been able to get contact with this company here. And just funny enough, it was just literally behind the university, near the police station. So and I never knew about it. But just through that, just filming outside, and like I said, you never know who's going to come across, who you're going to come across. So it's really important to keep your eyes open, right? So guys, this is the set I had to make. Basically, obviously, like I said to you, I was very curious on how things are done, special effects, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we filmed this against a green screen, and I had to create like a set. I just saw the guy obviously stepping onto like a mountain kind of thing. I had to create this set. I got a bit dirty and stuff, but it was just really cool because I've always been the kind of person I wanted to get to know exactly how things are done behind the scenes, and exactly how things are put into production. Here, she was just stepping on like a wooden board, and obviously you saw a bit of the grass as well, kind of just photoshopping that, a bit of chroma key as well, green screen. So yeah, it was just really cool just to see everything come together. So guys, the next bit here, I want to be able to give you guys places to look for work, places to look for paid work, and these are places I've come across, which I think will really, really help all of you. I'm not going to explain what each of these places do. I want you all to individually go and check them out and see if it's for you. Some of them might be, some of them might not be, right? So some of the things you may have heard of, some things you might have not heard of. So Go Think Big, great website, check it out. Livity, I'll give you little hints though, it's all to do with marketing, so if you're interested in that, youth marketing. Mediarg, you're gonna love that website then, if you haven't heard of it. Freelance, work, permanent work, any sort of field of media. Creative Access, give a grad a go. TriStar TV is where I worked. Well, obviously in Hertfordshire, you've got Luton, of course. It's not too far. You can always contact them, say that you were referred by me. They know me very well, and you never know what's going on. They might need a runner, they might need an editor, you never know. So it's just about having that confidence and actually saying, actually, I want to get in contact. And guys, if you actually are going to contact them, just let me know. And obviously, you know, I can always get in contact with them on behalf of you, if that makes sense. It just depends how serious you are. If you want to get some work experience or get some sort of work there. Does that make sense? The unit list, Then you've got Mandy Network. You've got Represent Radio, if anyone's interested in radio. Represent Radio is it's sort of youthful, so it's good for us young people in terms of getting some work if you are into radio. Hive, ever heard of Hive? Yeah? Hive's good for stuff like, you know, you've got places like obviously projects you want to work on or some actually paid work as well. Great find jobs. So guys, you just type these into Google, you'll just find them straight away, right? Glassdoor, Design Jobs Board, and The Dots. So guys, I want to go through a little activity with you guys, right? And basically it's all about, I want everyone just to write down what field of media they're into. So I want to get to know you guys as well. I want to actually understand exactly what you're into, right? I want you to state 3 key skills you think you need and why to succeed in that particular field. So you might be into marketing, you might be into filmmaking, you might be into graphic design. But there's certain key skills you need in every different aspect of media to actually succeed in that field, right? So if you're a writer, of course, you need that attention to detail, right? Or if you're an editor, you need attention to detail, all right? Now I'm just gonna ask for 2 volunteers. I'm not gonna pick on you, just 2 volunteers to talk about their field of interest and the key skills you need to be successful in the field. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Just state down what field of media interest you're into and then just state your 3 key skills. I'm gonna ask for 2 volunteers. Yeah, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, I'd like to ask for 2 volunteers. Okay, that's 1, great. And another one as well, that's 2. Can I get you guys to come to the actual front if it's not a problem? Or either you can stand up and actually talk about your actual field of media, it's up to you. If you go first, what's your name, sorry?
I'm Evan.
Evan. Guys, can we round of applause, Evan? Okay. So Evan, what's your field of media interest and what are your 3 key skills you believe?
So I'm interested in social media marketing.
Okay.
Been learning a little bit about it here and there online. And I think 3 core skills for that would be writing skills,
Yeah.
like demographics knowledge, and search engine optimization.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you know exactly what key skills you need to actually be successful in your field. And I think Livity will really be good for you. It's a youth marketing agency.
What would be?
Livity. So the places I showed earlier, Livity will really be good for you because they do all marketing stuff. You'd really like what they do in terms of social media marketing as well. They do a lot of campaigns. So I think it'll be worth a shout getting in contact with them. I can always pass you the contact as well if needs be. So yeah, guys, give a round of applause to Evan again. So, what's your name, please?
I'm Jaffa.
Jaffa. Guys, a round of applause. Jaffa? Jaffa, what's your field of media interest and what's your 3 key skills you think you need?
My field of interest is speaking. I love speaking.
Okay.
Whether it's public speaking or it's speaking with people individually. I just love speaking to people in general.
Okay.
So I think the fields in which I can get into is radio as an RJ, radio jockey.
Yeah.
A TV presenter.
Yeah.
A motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I think there are plenty of fields, but I'm not actually specific about in which field I want to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the key skills which you need to be successful within these fields. First of all, you need a fluent language, whether it's English or any other language that you want to work in.
Yeah.
And second of all, you of course need to be fearless. Okay. And
Definitely.
third of all, I think you really need to get along with everyone.
Yeah.
Because that's how, because of course when you are on a radio or you're on a TV, you have to work with everyone. So you need to have that capability or capacity to just mix with anyone, with any ethnicity or any type of person or anyone, whether he's a corrupt or honest. You just need to get along with them.
I definitely agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. If you work with a diverse range of people, you're going to meet different characters. You're going to be around different characteristics as well. So you definitely need to be able to get along with different people within that company, within the field. I think it will be really good for you to check out Represent Radio. If you want to build your speaking. Also look at presenting courses as well, or either you can even look into companies that actually run presenting. So Represent Radio will be a good place to start, definitely for you, because I think
good dressing sense is also really important.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. it goes with it. It just definitely goes with it. Guys, give a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, so guys, I've been doing Talk to Dan for a year and a bit. So I think it's a year and a month. So I'm building a freelance talent pool, right? And I want to be able to get all different young people like yourselves, it be into work experience or paid work, right? And what I'm doing is, if you're 16 to 25 and you'd like to hear more about future opportunities to apply for the media industry, why not talk to Dan? So obviously on my social media pages, I have opportunities, but what I'm trying to do as well is actually get to know the people I'm speaking to. You know, you're into presenting, you know, you're into social media marketing, so it's about knowing exactly what field you're into and passing on those opportunities to you via email. So if you're interested, what I need you to do is send me an email to talk_to_Dan@outlook.com. I need your name, your age, your contact number, and field of interest. So just like how I was talking about field of interest, what are you interested in, why are you interested in it? So guys, does anyone actually know why I got you to do that exercise? Just earlier. The reason why I got you guys to do that, because you need to understand exactly what key skills you need when going into a field. It's really important, and actually also to build your confidence as well. You know, when you're around different people, like you said, a diverse range of people, you're gonna have to understand how to actually interact with people around you, communicate. Networking is key. Networking is what's really got me to where I am today. Jonathan, I've known him for how many years? A great lecturer, but I've managed to keep in contact with my lecturer. It's really important to do that because at the same time, you never know where someone's gonna be in the next 6 years, 10 years, 2 years, 3 years down the line, whatever it might be. So the networking is key. So does that make sense, guys, yeah? So networking, be able to be confident within your skills. This is my social media networks. So I advise everyone to follow. All right, there we go. So that's my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So that's the end of my talk. Got 10 minutes just for Q&As. Thank you very much for listening to me. So guys, we've got Q&A time for 10 minutes. I just want to know exactly any questions you have with Talk to Dan, any questions you have with anything in terms of the problems you're going through, anything just to do with really media. So it's all down to you, the floor is yours now. Ask anything.
I was curious about you were saying the importance of having a business card, of making contacts and that. And you met this producer who held out his business card but wouldn't let you have it. You had to photograph his business card. My immediate thought was, is it better for students to go to the railway station and spend a couple of pounds on a cheap looking business card, or should they perhaps make something very special handmade but then require everyone to photograph it? Did you have a negative feeling about being asked to photograph someone?
Yeah, it felt a bit weird. Like the business card was obviously really, I can tell it will cost a bit of money because it wasn't like one of them once you just rip up, it looked really, and it was like, this is the only business card I have, so I got to keep it. When you're starting out, I'd say just get a business card from Vistaprint. That's where I've got all my business cards from. It just literally has to have obviously your brand, what you do, your contact number, your email. So I don't think people would look at that business card and be like, oh, you know, they're not worth this, that. But yeah, it did feel really quite awkward in terms of how to take that picture. But at the same time, I wanted to get the contact some way, somehow. I wanted to actually take down the email on my phone because I didn't have nothing on me at that time, but he just said, take a picture. Till this day, I don't even know who that guy was. But in the end of the day, I managed to get in contact with TriStar TV from there and have a 25-minute call with the head of production. And he's asking me questions. What do you do? What are you doing at uni? Why do you want to have work experience at TriStar TV? And I was just there, literally on my break, and just talking to him, like, okay, you can come in now, and we'll have a one-to-one. So it's like, I had to really impress him over the phone, and he's there having 25 minutes of my time. So that's a great opportunity for me as well as it could be for anyone else. They bump into anyone with a business card, so.
As for someone that doesn't know exactly what field they want to go into, but is interested in like all aspects of the media?
Yeah, so that's how I started out. I was just interested in doing everything from camera work to directing to editing. And I always say, keep running, keep doing so many different little things. You're gonna soon find out what you really want to do, what you don't really like, what you do like. what I was doing was I started to realize I was more practical rather than theoretical. So I wouldn't be like front of house, sitting in front of a computer doing like all the paperwork kind of stuff. So like a production coordinator role, I'd more be of a production assistant, editor, just editing, going out on shoots, packing up all the stuff for the shoots and stuff. So I'd love to be active, and because I knew what kind of traits I carried, I started to realize that's the kind of field I was want to go into. So I want to be creative, I want to be on set and direct, I want to be on set and film. So once you start to keep running and kind of dib and dab into different things, you're going to know exactly what you want to get into. And kind of do things that you don't want to do. Sounds weird, like, so you start to realize, okay, actually that's something I don't want to do, because I've tried it once and I was like, okay, I don't want to do it. And you start to realize exactly really what you want to go into.
How did your degree help you in what you do now?
My degree taught me a lot about organising, just everything in terms of organisation, planning, and actually being able to understand how to, market myself in a professional environment. Because before, when I was in college and stuff, I didn't really know about how to actually approach things at events, how to actually work on different projects and stuff. I mean, I was in college and I was filming and I was doing all this stuff, but at the same time, when I went to uni, I think what they taught me was how to actually use the skills that I'm using in here at, say, a company, or how to use the skills, say, if I'm on an editing software, how to utilize that and bring it into a company. And actually, lecturers telling me, look, build a contacts book, and go in there and get to know people and network was like literally just in my head. And those skills is what I built to become more confident to talk to people. And I've met so many different people, built so many contacts. So just those kind of skills really helped me.
What's been your biggest challenge so far? And as well, where do you see yourself going in the not too distant future?
My biggest challenge for me has been trying to learn different softwares, like actually trying to understand it and actually trying to get better at it. But I think overcoming that challenge is a thing where I wanted to be willing to learn and overcome that obstacle, jump over that hurdle, and actually understand that I can get better at it if I just give myself a bit of time. But I think it was a thing where the challenge is that maybe at the earliest point in my stage and have all the facilities I had, when I got to uni, I managed to get onto softwares and actually learn different things. In terms of where I see myself in the next couple of years, I want to build this brand, and also my documentaries kind of get out there. If it be in another country or still in the UK, I want to build and keep doing investigative journalism. But we talked to Dan, I want to be able to build a network of young people where they have a platform where it helps them break into media, that be through consultancy, that be through the recruitment side of things. Because a lot of us, obviously, there's certain things, certain areas, certain grey areas that we need to tackle, from, as I was talking to you about, selling yourself in your CV, to creating your own work experience, to standing out from the crowd. A lot of us may not know how to do that, but this is where I've gone through these exact problems. And I was talking to Jonathan earlier, and I was saying, I feel like my USP is my age. I'm only 24 years old, and I'm not getting younger though, am I? But I'm 24 and I feel I'm part of my target audience, which makes it very relatable. And my experience being in these companies has allowed me now to actually understand what companies are looking for in a young person. So that's a blessing in itself. So being able to build that with me in the next 5-10 years and share that story with our young people, they can understand exactly how I can help them. So, yeah.
What makes you so passionate about helping others?
It's seeing the reward that other people get. I think it's the fact that seeing that, and not to say that like I've gone out of the thing where I've gone out of that stage where I'm not still learning, but it's seeing where I was at one point and seeing that that person is there at that point of their stage of the career, and seeing that I can actually get them to the other side, because it's actually seeing that a young person can learn and actually build on their career, it be through learning how to use a camera or learning how to write or learning how to present. Seeing the reward in terms of someone getting a job or work experience and just meeting different people. I mean, I love meeting different people, seeing every different aspect of media. I mean, everyone in here is journalist students, but obviously you're probably into different fields of journalism, right? So it's just seeing, the reward is just seeing other young people succeed. I was once going through that problem, so when I talked to you about my story, it was the whole thing of going through that problem. I was like, I see other young people going through that problem, and I felt I needed to come out and actually talk to other young people about it. Because I used to always just talk to my friends and say, you know, I can't work at Channel 4, I can't work at Sky, I can't work at ITV. But I had to kind of think about mentality, power visualization, all this kind of stuff, and I kind of instilled that into other young people I talked to, like the clients you've seen. Even the guy that you saw, Ope, he was speaking, he has his own company, but he never put it on his CV. And I said to him, why have you not put it on your CV? And he's like, oh, I just don't think it's worth it. And I just start speaking to people about how, you know, whatever you feel you achieved, you should put it on there if it's relatable. So seeing people succeed has just made me feel that I've achieved as much as they achieved, if that makes sense.
So as you've been like building a company and a brand, what has been the most effective way that you've found to get your brand out there and your name out there and known so that more and more people are finding it?
Do you know what's funny? That question is such a good question. The most effective way, which I don't think no one would ever in business work for, is word of mouth. Like word of mouth marketing has really worked for me. Like literally one person will say, I talked to Dan at this talk, or I bumped into him, I got his card. And that's really helped me leverage and actually helped me meet so many different people. So I might get like a DM or an email saying, Dan, you know, I got referred to you by my cousin, or Dan, I got referred to you by XXY. So word of mouth has really helped me, but also at the same time, my sort of personality, I'm very driven and proactive. So there was a time when last year I actually went to Piccadilly Circus, and I had a board, and I said, talk to Dan, helping young people break into media. I just stood there for a couple of hours. People look at me like, what the hell is this guy doing? But it's about that passion that I have that I actually want to get out there to more young people. I'd stand there in the cold, the heat, you know, even if it's minus 4, 5, 6 degrees, and just show people how passionate I am about my brand. So word of mouth has really helped, but also at the same time, me really working as hard as I can and working smart has really pushed it as well.
So say someone's trying to get a job,
yeah.
And this job says you need like job experience in the field, but then when you're trying to apply for the job anyway, they're just like, no, because you don't have the experience, that's just a massive circle. Exactly,
so that circle gets broken by literally, and the hard way of saying it is building more experience, keep practicing, keep building, keep learning. Funny enough, this is something I was going through. I was just like literally applying for roles, and like obviously a lot of us in here potentially just apply for roles. We see like a really nice role, not apply for it. You know, yeah, you know that looks cool, I'll apply for it, and you haven't got experience. So I was going through this kind of little circle and this just building that frustration, and just wasn't getting any roles because I was getting rejected. But what I had to do, I had to understand, I had to just keep teaching myself new things and actually ask people, how did you do this? How did you do that? Because I see other people doing big direction and all that stuff, and I'm like, and they'll give me little tips and hints and stuff, and it's just about keep grafting, keep learning. Media is so competitive, it's really difficult. We all know this, and it's still even difficult for myself. You know, I want to build my documentaries and stuff, but I think it's more just about networking with the right people, that's one, and building your brand and getting out to the right target audience. Yeah. What are you into, by the way? What do you do?
Journalism.
Just journalism.
Yeah, well,
what sort?
Creative writing as well.
Yeah.
But mainly what I want to do is I want to get onto nature documentaries.
Okay. Okay, cool. I might know of a few places, so yeah, if you come talk to me after. Okay. Nice.
Great. Okay. Is there any more questions just before we close this interesting discussion? Okay. Well, thank you very much, and thank you, of course, to Daniel. Give a